and it is something that I should have got a long time ago, and I love them. Almost probably one of my favorite Apple products of all time. All right, so today we're gonna switch it up. Let's do something a little bit different today that's outside of the norm of cases. Let me give y'all a little case break, but we still sticking to that accessories little niche, you know what I mean? So we gotta talk about them. All right, y'all know I bought them. If you didn't see it on Twitter and different stuff like that, we have to talk about the AirPod Maxes. Now I know I'm late. These came out like 2 years, 4 months, and a few days ago. Yes, I did look it up. They actually came out on December 15th, 2019, and I was always hesitant. Usually I go out and buy most of all of Apple products, not all of them, but some that I can actually use and I can, have a use case for. And these were one that I always wanted, but I just never went out there and pulled the trigger on them. And I finally did because I had a long travel. We went to actually a long trip. We went to Santorini, Greece. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be sitting on a plane for 10 plus hours with the AirPod Pros. It's just not going to happen. They're going to die on me. And I'm going to have some type of music, some type of noise cancellation to get me through that trip. I finally bit the bullet, and went out and grabbed the AirPod Maxes on sale at Best Buy, and I could not be more happy with the purchase of these things right here, man. Like, let's just get into it, all right? I'm not an audio person. I leave all the audio stuff to my audio fam, El Jefe, GameSki. I leave all of that to them. I'm going to talk about these as just a regular person who just likes to have some nice products and like to have a little bit of nice sound quality. All right. So when I picked these things up, I was a little hesitant of the price. You're talking about $550, but I got these on sale, I think, for Best Buy from like either $499 or $479. And you can actually go on Amazon right now. I think they actually have them on sale at $479. And for those sales price, I do think they fit the bill, and I do think that's a sweet spot for them. All right. $550 is a little bit of a stretch, but when I got them in hand, I realized how nice these things were. Now, of course, you see I did get the space gray version, but when I first picked them out, just the way that these things are just cool to the touch, this just looks like an Apple product, and it just works. Everything works very good with it. So my first impressions when I got them, and I was like, yeah, these are very, very nice. You already know they got the little sweat things that you can pop off, and I actually have never even taken these off, I don't think, until right then. They do have the right, they got the left, and we got the controls. We're not talking about that. We ain't here to talk about what they look like. You already know. The performance of these things. Let me tell you, man, these things right here, and I'm gonna talk to y'all over here right here, man. It is something special when you cut the noise cancellation on these things right here. Before we even get to the noise cancellation, let's go ahead and talk about the ambient mode, because the ambient mode is really like what really surprised me. Because if you're going and you're navigating through the airport and different things like that, I'm trying to take these out my bag so I can always basically have them on and ready to go. I also bought my girlfriend a pair, and just talking with ambient mode, you can legit wear these with ambient mode, and you can talk just normal like you would talk, and you can hear the person, they can hear you. You can have a normal conversation and not even realize you got these on your head. So the ambient mode is just insane on these, and I was just like, I wasn't expecting it. I love ambient mode on my AirPod Pros, but when it comes to these, it's just a different feeling, the way they let all of the sound in. It's just perfect in my opinion, like when it comes to the ambient mode. So to be able to have these on and still just go about your day, normally talk to somebody, if you're traveling with someone, you can do that, and it's perfectly fine. And you don't have to be like, what did you say? Or have them up here or have them down here, which I don't like having them down here because they kind of press on your neck a little bit too hard. But you can have a whole conversation and have that ambient mode on, and the ambient mode is absolutely, it works so well. And I was actually blown away by the performance of the ambient mode. Now, let's go ahead and talk about basic sound quality. Now, I am not a huge audiophile. I'm not a super sound person. I can't tell you about the highs. I can't tell you about the mids. But what I can tell you is these things just sound very, very good. Everything is crystal clear. I'm usually pairing it with Apple Music, and then you got the whole spatial audio thing. But let's talk about the spatial audio, because it's cool. It is a dope feature, but I don't know, man. Spatial audio to me is just, I don't know if it's like, I get it, but it feels like it's a little weird when you move your head. You can hear the person over here. You move it, you can hear that. Like, I get it, but it just feels a little bit weird. So I kind of leave spatial audio off because I just like to hear the vocals right in my ear. I feel like when you got spatial audio on, it kind of, I don't know. Once again, I'm not an audio person. Some of you may like spatial audio. Let me know in the comments down below. But when we're talking about straight up sound quality, I mean, these things just sound so well balanced. The bass is nice, the mids, the treble, everything for me. Like I said, I'm not professional in those areas, but to me, all of that sounds very good, and the sound quality really just blew me away. Now, we kind of already knew that. I'm pretty sure you've already heard about the sound quality on the AirPod Maxes, but the one thing that takes the cake with these bad boys right here is the noise cancellation. Now, I just really couldn't wait. That's what I was probably looking forward to the most when you're talking about pairing these. I kind of just pressed the noise cancellation button just for fun, because when you put it on, and I have mine set to where it's ambient or noise cancellation. I don't have where you can have it where it just turns off and it's just like in a neutral state. No, noise cancellation, ambient. That's all I need. And when you hit that ambient button, if you pair through all three of them, if you go from ambient mode to off to noise cancellation, it's just like you hear everything to where it's a little muffled and then mute. Like the noise cancellation just absolutely mutes everything. And that is the reason that I got these bad boys right here, because we're talking about an overnight flight to Greece. I popped these on, threw them on my head, hit that noise cancellation when it was time to take off. My girlfriend was already asleep a long time ago before we even leave the tarmac. She sleep. Hit that noise cancellation, and I'm talking about nothing. And then you put your music in there. I had the little thunderstorms. I'm like a baby when it's time to go to sleep. I need to hear some sounds or something to put me to sleep. And I put those sounds on, and I'm talking about nothing. I'm talking about straight mute, completely gone. And I was just like, okay, now these are the real deal. And a lot of people say it kind of feels pressurized on your ear. When I did cut it on, it did feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but I just got used to it over the time throughout the flight. It's just something that I got used to. So the noise cancellation, if you're looking for something that has amazing noise cancellation, these things right here takes the cake. Like sometimes I had to take them off because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I miss my little Sprite with the drink lady coming down the aisle. I don't know. So the noise cancellation blew me away, man. Just excellent performance when it comes to the noise cancellation. Then we need to hear you pop the ambient mode, and then you can hear the whole world open up again. Now, battery life. Let's talk a little bit about battery life. Now, I did watch a few early reviews when it came to the AirPod Maxes, and everybody was saying that the battery life was good. But let me tell you something. These things are phenomenal, because even at this point right now, they have probably been sitting on my standing desk over there for days, and this still had over a half of battery left, like almost like 75% of your battery left, just sitting here, not even in the sleep case. So the battery life of these are insane, because on the way back, we was using the AirPod, my AirPod. We were using the iPad Pro. We watched like 4 or 5 movies. Me and my girlfriend both was sharing audio with these from the iPad Pro. And even with those 5 movies on, they still had over 50% left. And we had been home by then. So battery life with these, if you're going on a very far trip, you have to just charge these up one time, and trust me, it's going to get you through the trip and more. I only charged these before I left to even the States, and then I didn't charge them again before we left from Greece to come back home. Battery life on these things are absolutely insane. So you're not going to have a problem with battery life. Blew me away when it came to the battery life. And then when you're talking about comfort, I feel like these are pretty comfortable. Once you kind of adjust it to get to the size that you need, I really didn't feel a lot of ear fatigue. They didn't really start hurting my ear, nothing like that. I thought they were starting to hurt a little bit, but what that was wearing a mask on the plane. And with the mask around your ears, you can get it starts to hurt a little bit, but it wasn't these, man. These fit very well. They're comfortable. I literally had them on for the entire flight, bouncing between noise cancellation and ambient mode. And they just performed. Like, they literally performed. Comfort, sound quality, battery, performance. You can go out there and say that, yes, these are overpriced, but after actually buying these for myself and testing them out, I can easily say they were worth the money, because I have more trips coming up this year, and I will be putting these to use. So if you're out there on the fence and you're like, I don't know if there's a second version coming out, look, don't worry about it. Go grab these right now. We can't focus on rumors and what's to come. All I can tell you is these AirPod Maxes just blew me out the water for our trip, and it is something that I should have got a long time ago, and I love them. Almost probably one of my favorite Apple products of all time, and I'm not even going to lie to you, man. So I'm about to get up out of here, man. Make sure you do all the YouTube things, but if you're looking for these, definitely go out there and grab them. I'll leave the Amazon link down below, and then you can go out there and grab yourself one. And let's just also say, man, the AirPod Maxes, it's a little bit of a flex when you're walking through the airport. That's all I got to say, man. We about later.